All right. Hi, welcome everybody. This is Stop Questioning Everything, the official Drug Receipts podcast. We're at the convergence of art and technology, bridging the gap between IRL and URL. We are promoting the pillars of art and subversion, science and skepticism, and community and sport. And we are the only brand committed to delivering mind-altering substance. My name is Arlo Eisenberg. I'm your host. Today is September 1st, 2022. In New Zealand, it's already September 2nd, and this is episode number 16. September 1st, so this is actually kind of a significant date. We are coming up on Labor Day weekend, and although the project minted in March, so when we get to March, it'll be year anniversary for Drug Receipts, but Labor Day weekend came right after the fateful call with Brooke Howard Smith when he called and told me about Fluff and thought that we should do a project together. Labor Day weekend, since I knew I would have an extra day off from work, was when I bought an iPad and an Apple Pencil and did the very first test drawings of what Drug Receipts could be. So that was really the beginning of our journey to where we are now, which is with Drug Receipts. And wow, what an incredible year it's been. We've got a really fun show scheduled for you today. Talking about our brand pillars, we're going to focus today on the brand pillar of community and sport. We've got social superstar Air Dolphin. He has millions of views between TikTok and Instagram. Very excited to have him on. We'll give him more of an introduction as we get a bit closer. But we've also got a lot of community updates. Obviously, we are in the midst of propaganda for drug wars, so a lot of really great stuff to share with you around that. And we have a really, really cool surprise for you. We've got John Nicely is going to be on the show dropping. This is the world premiere of the new rap song, the new song that he's put together for drug wars. So we cannot wait to share that with you. And I've never heard it. So this will be, for all of us, it'll be our first time to experience it. So super excited about that. So I guess with that, we can go ahead and introduce our guests. So as mentioned, we've got Air Dolphin here. And when you see we're going to show you a clip from Air Dolphin, but so he is basically the 90s come to life. Air Dolphin is a great rollerblader, but he's really leaned into kind of the nostalgia for the 90s. And so he, wears the giant Jinko jeans. He's got his shirt wide open, like these flame print shirts. And he just produces just great content that gets millions of views across his social channels. And he's got a pretty interesting story. So really excited to have Air Dolphin on here. So let's go ahead, Joellen, and present a title for our guest, and we'll give him a little bit of fanfare here. Air Dolphin, there you go. Great.
Hey.
And here he is, Air Dolphin. Hey. Cool, dude. How are you? Welcome to Stop Questioning Everything.
Thanks for having me.
Uh-oh.
Is it working?
So I hear you, but it's delayed. Let me see what's happening.
You have a delay?
Yeah.
What if I get close? Is it working better now? I can always switch to my cell phone.
It looks like you're a ventriloquist. Huh?
Uh-oh.
No, that was good. One more time. How are you, Air Dolphin? Nice to see you.
I'm great. How are you?
Oh, we're good. That's perfect.
All right.
Okay, we are good. We are good. So I want to bring everybody on board so they know what's going on right here, because seeing you like this, right, as a head in a frame doesn't tell the whole picture. Right? They need to see you in skates. They need to see the Jinkos. Exactly. They need to see the guns. So let's start, Joelle, and we'll start with a clip. Let's show them one of Air Dolphin's clips. There you go. Okay, so now we're all on the same page. Now we're caught up. That's sick. So right there, that tells the whole story. I do have one quick question about that clip, though. Tell me about the hill bomb. What was that about? The second part.
It was just to keep the video going, to make it a little bit longer, just to show that we can go through grass, like just to show that I could go through the grass. I don't really know what I was thinking at the moment. I was just like, hey, can someone just film me rolling through the grass? And it just kind of worked out. And I put a little to be continued at the end of it. And there wasn't too much thought behind it. I just, for some reason on TikTok, people gravitate towards seeing rollerblades on grass for whatever weird reason. So I throw it in there randomly.
Probably because it's a little unexpected. Cool.
Yeah, people just don't understand that rollerblading can even go through grass. So,
do you remember when they used to make like off-road rollerblades?
Yeah, Rollerblade Coyotes and Power Slide.
Oh yeah,
has a SUV. Yeah, they have like PSI in the tires.
Exactly. Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. So I always wanted a pair of those.
When I first saw you, right? I content like that has gone viral, so it came across my feed, and you know, I didn't know what to make of it at first, right? It looks kind of like satire, right? It looks like, you know, some kind of commentary on the '90s, obviously. But as a rollerblader, like, you know, sometimes we get protective of like rollerblading. It's like, you know, we don't want to be made to look like fools or anything. And so when I first saw it, I thought that it was a joke or some kind of a put on. Do you get that feedback much from people, or do rollerbladers like ever come at you with stuff like that?
Surprisingly, not that often at all, really. I think because people know that I'm actually a rollerblader and I've put in the time and I can do all the basics, and I just get the respect. Because I get some respect because I can do the basic stuff. So I think people aren't really on me about it too much. Maybe it's bringing some light to rollerblading, so they're not so upset about it. But usually people are very protective and very careful about who they support or what they want to push out there in the rollerblade world. So it's been people have been pretty cool about it, honestly. I'm surprised.
Well, but so what you described was exactly my experience. I said the first time I saw it, I didn't know if it was a put on, but I was very curious. And so I looked at the rest of your content and I saw, oh, he actually is a rollerblader. It's like, as rollerbladers, whenever I see someone wearing rollerblades, I want to know, but are they actually a rollerblader, right? And so I'm looking, and yeah, it was very clear you're a skater, right? You have that history.
Right.
But so at some point, I actually, as I scrolled through your Instagram, right, you can see kind of part of your evolution. You've got content on there, like, seems like it's going back like 20 years almost, 15 years or something.
Right.
But I did notice that you've always been Dolphin. Like I saw posts from like 2003 or something. What is the genesis of your name? Where did that come from?
The Air Dolphin name. Okay. Well, it started back in 2012-ish. The Air Dolphin name. Just read it online. It was a joke, and I thought it was pretty funny. And then I have one of my buddies.
What do you mean you read it online?
What's that?
What do you mean you read it online? Like, what did you read? Where did you see it?
Okay, yeah, sorry. Let me be way more clear. I was trying to have like a spiritual awakening back in 2012 or whatever. So I was researching all sorts of meditation sites and all of the woo-woo stuff, and across Air Dolphin on a random blog. I think some young basketball player, maybe it was like a 15-year-old girl, maybe even had the Air Dolphin name first. I thought it was a complete joke, and I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to say my name is Air Dolphin and see what happens. One of my homies put it in a skate video without telling me. He just said, hey, watch this video. And then I saw Air Dolphin on the screen, and that's when it really became official, because I wasn't promoting it myself. A friend put it on the screen, so it wasn't just like me making it up myself. So thank you, Nemo, Andrew Nemorowski, for kind of solidifying it for him.
Shout out Nemo.
Yeah, Nemo's the man. He's so good at skating. He taught me a lot, honestly. He's a big reason how I like kind of improved on my style a lot. He helped me a lot on that.
Is this from the Boston scene where you were skating?
Yeah. He's from Philly, so he used to skate with like the Kelsels, and then he came up to Boston back in like the 2012 time, and that's when we started skating, and that's when the nickname came, and when everything kind of went up from there. Everything went up from there. Everything got better. Just learned a lot more about style, how to make things look better, how to edit better. and it's been fun ever since.
Well, I want to clean
Did I
that
answer
up
your
because I
question?
said
Yeah.
yes, that did. But I screwed it up because I said I scrolled back in your Instagram to 2003. You're right. I have my notes. It is 2013. I missed it by 10 years.
That's okay. I know you meant, yeah.
Right, you got it. But so you talk about the evolution of your style. So that's another thing, like another quality of your skating and like your entire aesthetic. Because also, you know, my first impression of you, you had the Jinkos, you had the shirt, you had the look, the backwards cap, but you also have like a real lyrical quality style to your skating, right? It looks kind of
Thank you,
like
buddy.
it looks considered, right? It looks like it's
Thank you.
it almost looks
It
a little
is.
bit exaggerated, the movements, but it is
It
a
is.
very distinct style and it's cool. Like it's almost like you're dancing.
Right.
Is that kind of
It
part of what you
is.
were talking about? Yeah.
Exactly. Sort of. So what Nemo showed me was just that better posture. Don't
Yeah.
hunch forward and keep the neck all hunched. Your skating will look a lot better just having better posture. Go into an athletic stance when you need to. And my mom was big into dancing and music, so that's just a huge part of my life, music and just dancing. I was in band from 4th grade till senior year. So I used to also watch a lot of ice skating as a kid, into ice skating. So she would have me watch women's figure skating all the time. Every Olympics, I was always watching all women's figure skating. So I'm very conscious about what's happening with my body. I don't want to have my arms go crazy. You know, I'm working out to try to be the best version of myself. So why not try to make it look good too?
So that's what won me over, right? When I was looking into you and I'm trying to like decide what to make of this skater, I could tell that you cared about your skating and how it looked. And so that was how I knew. I was like, oh, this guy is the real deal. Talking about scrolling through your Instagram though. So we established right 2013 or whenever you get the name Air Dolphin. But I saw even back in 2015, you were posting stuff like about soap shoes. Like, have you always kind of like had an affinity for like 90s nostalgia, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I think that's just why I stayed skating forever. It might be delayed a little bit.
No, you're good.
Okay. Yeah, I've always just been into 90s culture because it was just so fun back then. Everything was way better, it seems like, back then. I mean, everything's good now, but I just kept skating to keep me reminding myself to be a kid, to be like the 90s, because that was the funnest times to be alive. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to keep skating. And then back in 2015, a random friend had soap shoes and he just gave them to me for like $40. And I was able to do a couple things with those. And I kind of put them on the back burner for a little while. And the real story is I actually had to move from Boston to California and I left a pair of soap shoes in my apartment in Boston. I just forgot about them somehow. And so that was a major setback. And then when I got to California, Oak City Skate Shop had a stockpile of 4 pairs of soap shoes and I bought them all. So that's how the soap shoes, thanks to Oak City Skate Shop, he hooked it up, and now we're back with the soap shoes. But it's always been on my mind to just have fun.
So it's always been on your mind and you had the soap shoes, but at some point you made a decision or you really leaned into it. Like it became not just sort of something you had an interest in, but it became your identity. And now I imagine it's sort of how you're making your living. Talk to me about that transition. When did you lean all into it with the Jinkos and everything else?
In the middle of the pandemic, I literally just had a flash inspiration in my head, like combine soap shoes and Jenkos, and I literally got chills. And it just from there kind of got crazy. So that's where it started, just the middle of the pandemic. I think I did a Jenko video and people really responded well to it on TikTok. And so I knew I could keep pushing that and really lean into it, bring out the beepers, the chain wallets, as much 90s gear as I could possibly get. Soap shoes, talk about the soap shoes, show them off, get people feeling good again about the 90s, because everybody was stuck in their house in the pandemic. So it was just like a perfect time for people to think back of the good times before the pandemic, you know? So that's when I leaned into it, right in the middle of the pandemic. I knew that did really well. And then I was like, okay, I'm full on now. I'm going to just buy every pair of Jenkos I can find. And Jenko even emailed me, and I didn't even realize they were trying to contact me. And eventually I saw their emails, contacted them back, and I been in talks with Jenko since about over a year now. Yeah.
And so now that relationship like is well established and is like amazing, and you're like a huge ambassador for them. Is there going to be like,
Yep.
or is there already like Air Dolphin like signature stuff in the works?
Yep. I have a website, airdolphin.shop, that I haven't really told anybody about, but eventually I will have.
You have now.
Yeah, well, I wanted to tell everybody tonight, so I might do the flame shirts. I'm gonna have lighters. There's talks with Jenko's to get my own pants, my own Dolphin jeans. Yeah. So the owner of Jenko said he wants to do it, and I have a meeting with them next week, and I'm gonna bring them all the parachute pants that I found. I found a ton of stuff off of eBay, like old school Jenko stuff that I want them to bring back. So I'm bringing it all to them next week. I think on Thursday or Friday, and we're gonna start working on it.
Hell yeah, that's so sick. Cool. Who knew we were going to get Air Dolphin Alpha right here on the podcast? Awesome.
What's that?
So Air Dolphin, I had a competitor kind of to Jinko, or how do you say it anyway? Because it's spelled J-N-C-O, so there's no vowel there. I've heard no Jinko, right?
Jenko.
It's just Jenko.
Jenko, that's the official way to say it, right from the owners. Jenko.
Okay, there's the official word, right? That
Jenko.
Man, you're just dropping alpha all over the place. Jenko. Now we know.
Jenko, Judge None Choose One is what it stands for.
Say it again.
Judge None Choose One.
Judge None Choose One. Right. Sick.
Yeah, they're very inclusive.
I love that. When we did Senate, right? We used to have Senate, which was a rollerblading company, but we had, we did all apparel, and we made super wide jeans. We had the Senate ultra wides. We had wide jeans that had the stripe down the side, was something that we did.
Heck yeah.
But we also, because we were rollerblading specific, we put a drawstring at the bottom of the pants, so you could close the bottoms. Because big jeans were a thing, obviously, back in the 90s. But that meant also a big thing was like landing fakie and having your jeans go in your wheels and just smashing your head. I mean, it's a terrible, terrible thing. How do you deal with that? How do you avoid getting your pants in your wheels?
You have to get them shorter. So I usually get 32 length of all my jeans, but on the giant Jenkos, you want to get them shorter. So I get them 30 length. I get them in a 30 length instead of 32. So that just brings them a little bit shorter. And then I cuff them up and I use safety pins. I actually have safety pins right here, ready to go for the Jenkos. And I have sewed them. So you really have to be conscious of everything you do when you're wearing the Jenkos. You can't just be joking around, and you really got to be paying attention to the wheels the pants going in the wheels. So you'll see me in clips. I'm pulling up the pants a little bit before I do a trick. Shout out to Broscow. I like doing like a little pants pull up, so it keeps the wheels from keeps the pants from going in the wheels, and then that combined with the safety pins, and I'll even put tape around the safety pins, so it's not, so if they come apart, they're not going to stab you. So you got to tape them up, or you can just do it proper and just hem them. But yeah, you got to keep them short as possible, almost like high waters, really.
Do you remember when people, that was another kind of like trend in rollerblading, people used to like duct tape the bottom of their pants?
Oh yeah, we did that with the Senate jeans, my man.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. I had Jenkos and I definitely had Senate stuff too.
Oh yeah, sick. I'm gonna say we don't have Senate anymore, or I don't have it anymore. Otherwise, I'd offer you some signature pant as well, but that's out of our hands. Yeah.
Hey, I would rock ultra wides for fun.
What's that?
I would rock the Senate ultra wides.
Oh yeah,
there's a big market for that, man. If you did bring like a drug receipt baggy pants or something, you'd be my competitor. But hey, there's room in the market.
Yeah, you never know. You
got shirts.
We got shirts. Hey, speaking of shirts, I wanted to ask you about that, because obviously the Jinko jeans are jeans, but you mentioned the shirts you're wearing those are made by Jinko? Like with the prints and the flames and the things like that? Are those Jinko shirts?
Arlo, I just found an authentic 1990s flame shirt with an actual Jenko, it's the actual Jenko brand.
Oh, no way.
So hyped. All the other ones, if anybody wants to get the flame shirts, the brand is Benny's. You can just go on Amazon and look up Benny's, Bennys, and you get any of those flame shirts. But Jenko had some back in the day, so I'm going to bring that to them. I haven't even showed any. I think I posted it just on my Instagram story, but I haven't even worn it. I'm very excited. I get way too excited for simple things like that. But yeah, Jenko flame shirt. They did have it, but they don't have many shirts now. They only have basic shirts. I'm trying to get them to bring more girl styles and like the flame shirts.
That's cool. I mean, it sounds like you're really pushing for stuff there. It sounds like you'll have like a good influence on the brand. So I can't wait to see what kind of stuff you guys collaborate on.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I go in there and I have so many ideas. And one funny idea is, do you remember Pogs back in the day? Those little
Are those shoes or
cardboard
something? What is it?
Pogs. You might have been too old.
Oh, the things that you slam down, the little cardboard
Slammers and
circle.
Pogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jenko
Yeah.
was thinking about even having like a pop-out Pog off the back of their pants because they come with. See all these things on my wall. See how they have like they're called pocket flashers.
Yeah.
And they were gonna even maybe put like a little Pog pocket flasher popping off, so you know, just as like a fun little thing. So yeah, I always give them lots of ideas.
Yeah, super sick. We used to do pocket flashers for Senate jeans. I'm familiar with that. And since you're reminding me, I do remember what Pogs were. That was like a big rage.
Dude, I have later on it.
A Pog with a rollerblader?
Yeah, I have it. I'll post it later.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are you, in fact, we're talking so much about like, because so much of your aesthetic is like retro, but there's some, there's some things going on currently. Like, how plugged in are you into like, obviously you're on socials, but like, are you doing Discord or anything like that?
I don't do Discord. Is that just like a blogging thing? I'm not even really familiar with that. I always hear other creators talk about it, but I don't do that.
It's a communication platform for gamers initially, but now it's just become like a online community space for any community, and they're membership or invite only. We have one for drug receipts, and it's got like 11,000 users in there. But you talk about posting a Pog. It's a great way to share stuff with like-minded communities. So I was thinking maybe we'll have to send Air Dolphin an invite so we can get him in there. So because it'll be cool to get him to post some content in there.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I want to learn more about that. Maybe I should get my own going too.
Oh, you definitely should. I mean, it's just such a great way to build community and to interact with your fans,
Okay. All right. Noted. Should write it down. In fact,
do you even have, as long as we're talking about like, the future and Web3 and the metaverse, have we got you an NFT yet? Are you into NFTs at all yet? Do you have a wallet?
I don't even have a wallet. I know in the future I will. The whole world's moving that way, so
yeah. And there's probably NFTs in the future, right? Your own NFTs.
Maybe. I kind of wanted to take that first clip you showed on the podcast and just take a screenshot of the grind, like the soul, and just kind of make that an NFT. I think that would be cool.
Okay, sick. So yeah, well, maybe we will personally take the responsibility of getting you onboarded, and we'll bring you into Web3 and get you some NFTs. And your first NFT will be a drug receipts NFT.
I appreciate that. I am down.
So
100%.
Air Dolphin, since you have amassed this following, and you've got all this, you're generating all this interest from your content. And, I saw you on the No Jumper podcast, which was sick, right? That's outside of rollerblading. It's one of these tastemaker culture, platforms. What other kind of opportunities are you getting? Are you finding that more and more people are kind of like approaching you, like they want to talk to you?
Yeah, lots of opportunities. MK Lighter wants to give me my own lighter. I get asked to do podcasts fairly often. Sometimes they're not in my best interest. I get lots of sponsorship deals on TikTok with dealing with music. Lots of companies hit me up to use their music, and I get paid with that. And I've also had other companies give me really big contracts just to post on Instagram. A few months ago, I got paid like $11,000 just to post videos on Instagram. It was pretty awesome.
Huh, wow.
Yeah, before Reels really popping off. So yeah, it's great. Opportunities all the time. I can't even believe that rollerblading is making a comeback and we can make a living. And you got Air Manatee doing big things. He's getting posted all over the place. It's amazing right now. Rollerblading is really coming back. Air Damon.
So Air Manatee does have a Drug Receipts NFT. You know, he's a good friend kind of with our community.
Yeah, he's
and I know you guys are close. He stays with you, right? When he comes out to LA.
Yeah, we've become best friends basically. Yeah, he always is allowed to. He's always staying here. There's always a bedroom for him. He kind of hit me up when he hit me up when he first went viral, just to be like, hey, I'm gonna be Air Manatee, and I was like, yes, dude, do it.
So he took his inspiration from you.
Yes, and that's why I give him all the Jenko clothes. When he comes over, I give him Jenko clothes, flame shirts, and I help him film. I want to see that guy succeed, you know? He's great. He's a real star. He's fun to be around. He's funny. It's my homie.
Yeah, you guys are both great. And I think it's so cool that y'all are like drawing eyeballs and like, you know, rollerblading is a part of what you guys are putting out there, but really it's so much about like entertainment and just like good vibes. And if rollerblading gets like some of the shine from that, I think that that's super cool. I remember when I was talking to Air Manatee, like before I think I had a chance to talk to you, or maybe it was after I just spoke to you at Blading Cup, but I told him, I was like, he said they lived with you, or when he comes to LA, he stays with you. I'm like, oh, what's he like? Like, what's Air Dolphin like when he's out of character? He's like, no, you don't understand. That's not a character. That is him, like all the time, 100%. It's not like he comes home and takes off the Jinkos. It's like, that is him.
Yeah. I'm too much of a stoner to play different like characters like that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just having fun on my skates, and it's not really a character. It's really just me. I guess you can say Air Dolphin is a character, but it's just me having fun. I'm going to be the same, just like this all the time with all my friends, family. This is just me. This is what I'm like when I go filming videos. So this is just me. Yeah. Cause he even thought I was a character at first. He wasn't even sure if I was really me. And then he, I don't know, stayed with me for a bunch of times and realized, yeah, I'm just the regular. I'm just like everybody else. I'm just like you. I'm like everybody else. I'm just the normal guy, just goes by Dolphin that skates, you know? Regular dude.
I don't know. I think you've got a little something extra, but that's what draws so many people to you.
Thanks, man.
So, Air Dolphin, you've got this platform now, and people are coming to you, and you're getting these opportunities. What is it that you like? What is it that you want to do with that platform? Like, what is it that you hope to accomplish?
Well, I want to have some sort of Dolphin skate school. And did you ask me what do I want to do with the money that I'm getting from all this?
No, with your platform. Like now that you've got the platform, like what is your hope? What do you want to see from it?
Oh, I just want to keep growing and get rollerblading even more and more exposure. The real goal is to get people like Broskow and Chris Haffey. You know, I want to help. I want to prop up just want to do my best for the industry, so people like that who aren't doing crazy, silly social media videos can still get paid in their own way. So I feel like if Air Manatee and I and Air Damon and anybody else doing like the TikTok stuff, hopefully we can bring up rollerblading to the public masses to get money into our sport, so the regular hardcore dudes like Broskow can just like get a fatter paycheck at the end of the day. And yeah, I just want to see rollerblades succeed because it was so popping in the 90s. I never would have thought that it would have got so low. But so that's the goal, just to see it continue to grow and just see where this is going to go. I want to see it in more pop culture. I guess. You made it to pop culture. You were on MTV, bro. You were on Sports and Music Festival.
Yeah, a long time ago. But you guys are, I think, what's happening now.
That was bigger. That was bigger.
Yeah, I mean, that was a different time. But yeah, for sure. That was the original heyday.
That was. So we're trying to get back to that.
Exactly. And I think Air Dolphin is your fax machine ringing?
Oh,
I think AOL is trying to boot up.
Some random notification. I don't even use my laptop, so I don't even know how to turn off. My cell phone's off, but I don't hope that doesn't. It shouldn't do it.
Like you're really committed to this 90s thing, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to use modern technology. No, I do. I do have some old video cameras though that I'm going to be filming some videos with.
Oh yeah, that's it. That's it.
To keep it fully go on.
You know, I have one other kind of technical question, and then I think we'll see if we have some questions from the audience. But
okay.
your your look is retro. You got the Jinkos, you got the shirt and all that stuff. But I'm guessing that your skates are not retro. I'm guessing you're using modern skates. I think even on the No Jumper podcast, I saw you bring a pair of them skates. But what are you skating on? Or do you use like Majestic 12s or something?
Yeah, well, if I want to get really nostalgic, I have a pair of Fifth Elements, and I use the Fifth Elements in the last clip, the white and black Fifth Elements.
You know who my roommate is, right? Rawlinson Rivera.
Dude,
like that's
your roommate. I love Rawlinson, dude. That's my homie.
Yeah. He's he's in LA right now, but yeah, he's been staying with me
like in the white fifths.
Yeah.
He used to destroy in the white fifth. Him and Jeff Frederick. Jeff Frederick. Do you know Jeff Frederick from Philly?
Of course. He was on Senate.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. Dude. So I just look up to those guys. I think to go back to like a way earlier question, even though modern skate videos were out, I was still watching all the classic videos over the last 15, 20 years. Whatever is available on YouTube, I'm watching the old school stuff because Jeff Frederick and Rawlinson, those are my heroes. Shane Scour.
I am scrolling to see some of the questions that they're sending over here. Do you think that the rise in rollerblading, like the resurgence of interest in rollerblading, are you seeing how that impacts your response, the numbers of eyeballs that are ending up on your content?
Yeah, it's definitely raising the views up. More and more people are into it. People are accepting. Because of cancel culture, that saved rollerblading too.
It did. You're right. That was a big part.
100%.
Yeah.
That's so. Thank you to cancel culture, and now skateboarders can't say anything to us, and now they just kind of have to accept us, and so the views go up. The algorithm pushes the videos out. It's something new and different. It's nostalgic for people seeing the old school skates, especially in the big jeans.
So let me tell a very specific story about that, right? So I was interviewed for Big Brother magazine back in the day. And back then, Big Brother was like one of the big skateboard magazines, a hardcore skateboard magazine. I mean, like with really like questionable content. Like they pushed the envelope. And in many cases, just like went right outside of the envelope. Like they had a famous article called "How to Kill Yourself," and it literally was like an article about how to kill yourself. I mean, but they were out to be controversial, right? And I loved Big Brother. A lot of my own kind of sensibilities, I think, align really well with what Big Brother was doing. I admired that magazine a lot. But so when they asked to interview me, I jumped at the chance. I thought, hell yeah, just because I loved what they were doing so much. But it was definitely, they weren't asking me like No Jumper asked you. They were bringing me on basically to make fun of me, right? To make fun of me.
Yeah, they were trying to razz you.
Right. The whole setup was like the crocodile hunter, but it was the rollerblader hunter. And so they dressed up like Steve Irwin, and we went to different locations, and I would do tricks, and they would like try and tackle me and grab me at the end of the tricks.
I remember, yeah.
But so I was interviewed by the editor, Dave Carney, at the time. And we actually ended up having a really great conversation. And I think that most people, I think, appreciated kind of the depth and the quality of the conversation. We actually talked about, the differences and the schisms and all those things. But they, a big part of their whole hook there was making gay jokes, basically. Like a lot of the questions they asked me, were like, oh, what's the gayest thing about rollerblading? Or what do you wear spandex when you rollerblade? I mean, I don't know. And they even had a whole sidebar article that I think the headline of the article was just gay, gay, gay.
Oh my gosh.
Right. And so, but to your point, this is the cultural appetite for that kind of talk and that kind of like hate has just really changed. And skateboarders especially have recognized like their the error of their ways. And to the extent that Dave Carney, who interviewed me and had the gay sidebar and all the gay questions, came out and basically did a mea culpa. This was just like a couple of years ago, and said he regretted the way that skateboarders treated rollerblading and making all the gay jokes. Like it was not fair to rollerbladers. It was not fair to the gay community. And so you're right.
Right.
So in that way, it's just not as cool to just make fun of rollerbladers and malign them in that way.
Yeah, that's crazy just to call someone gay for rollerblading, and there's nothing wrong with being gay. Gay people, it's just crazy that it lasted for so long, but it doesn't fly anymore, which is great. It's so funny.
It's so true. And that was kind of, that was,
for anything. Yeah, it's all on records, whatever they did. So
right. And that was exactly my sentiment in the interview. You know, when he would ask the gay things, I'm like, you know, there's nothing insulting to me about being called gay. Like I don't really get the joke. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong if someone wants to be a gay rollerblader anyway. Who cares? Just do whatever you want.
Okay, so Air Dolphin, you are the living embodiment, right, of the 90s. You're the 90s come to life. The 90s will never die. But when you look into your crystal ball, what do you see as the future of rollerblading?
Future of rollerblading? I see
where's it
John
going?
Julio killing it. I see lots more awesome events. I see people moving to baggier pants, maybe not the extreme Jenkos, but I think that the days of the skinny jeans are finally gone, so we can move out of that era. We're just going to see more regular standard jeans. That's just the fashion. That's like for fashion of rollerblading. What was your question again?
Future. You're answering it. The future.
Okay, the future of rollerblading. I think we need more schools. We need a lot of people doing as many tutorials, and we need to just somehow get the youth involved. And somehow TikTok and Instagram does push the video to kids, so maybe I just got to keep doing tutorials so that way the future, we just need kids. We can't have the average age of a rollerblader 38, 40. It's pretty wild. So I know there's some young cats out there, and they're really, really, really good. So we need as many people. If you have good advice for other rollerbladers, we just need you to put it out there because it might help someone, and that might get someone to start rollerblading, and they might get someone to start rollerblading. So I think we still need to work on getting the youth into it. But the future, we're definitely growing. There's going to be more skate companies, more frames, wheels. A lot's coming. A lot more is coming.
When you talk about, you know, reaching out to the youth and putting more tutorials out and stuff like that, you're talking about like on the social platforms, right? Is that where you're putting the tutorials?
Yeah, and in real life too, just private lessons and just doing everything you can to promote the sport in the best way possible, so that way we have a future. I think a lot of people now we're finally getting money in our sport. A lot of these guys and girls who own these companies have money, and they can actually do the things we need them to do, like skateboarding did over the last few years. You know, skateboarding is very established. They do all the events. They have tutoring and all that. We just need to kind of not copy them, but use some of the things that they did, and we should be fine.
I love it. I do have one last question, and then we'll wrap it up. I'll let you get out of here, walk your dog or whatever you need to do. Answer your fascinating. But so, you know, the world is different now. Back in the day, people used to have to send us VHS videos, sponsor me tapes, right? If they wanted to get noticed. And then you hope basically that a company in California will start giving you product and put you in their videos. But now everyone has access to social media, right? The whole model has changed. But so now each person out there is responsible for building their own brand, or they have that potential. So what qualities do you think that the next batch of like skating personalities or stars will have, or what do they need to have?
I think just be yourself. Don't be afraid to just be the best version of yourself. Do things that feel comfortable for you. You know, if just because Broskow can do a true fish brain on a down rail or a really cool trick, just do what is good for you. If you're good at soul grinds, do soul grinds. If you're good at unities, just do the unity grinds. You know, just do what works best for you. And I think that's what people need to do. Don't copy other people. Just as I get older, I especially realize that certain days I'm just better at certain tricks on certain days. So I just do whatever feels good on that day. And I think if people just be themselves, that's what you got to do. Just be yourself out there, and not really care what anybody thinks at the end of the day. If you want to wear skinnies, wear skinnies. If you want to wear baggy, go baggy. Just have fun. That's the main thing. Just have fun out there.
I love that. Well, dude, you are such a positive dude. I think that you actually, despite whatever my very first impression was when I did not know what I was looking at, it's clear to me now that you are a net positive for the sport.
Thanks.
And I think that you have such a rad positive energy. You're such a genuine dude. And I think that your content really is resonating with people, not just because it looks interesting, but because people can tell that it's like genuine. There's real positive, genuine energy behind it. So thank you for everything you're doing. And thank you for coming on and being on here on Stop Questioning Everything. And we're going to get you a drug receipt NFT.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, and I can get negative too. I can get angry too sometimes, I'm not just always Mr. Positive. I have a range of emotions. I can get mad too, I'm just kidding around. Seriously.
I know even you trying to get mad doesn't sound mad. Like you're
I know,
right? No, just like you said, do you. I think what you're doing is perfect and it suits you well. It comes naturally. So
thanks. Same thing with everybody else
thank
up
you
there.
so much for being on. Really appreciate you, dude.
Thank you for having me, Arlo. Thank you, dude. You're a legend. Thank you so much for having me.
Appreciate it. We'll catch up with you later. All right, Air Dolphin, everybody. Thank you.
Hey, appreciate you.
Cool. Awesome. Really nice. Love talking to that guy. And if you haven't checked out his content yet, I saw, it looks like Dia's been looking him up. 237,000 followers, she says, on TikTok. So definitely getting a lot of views. And the content is really fun. Air Dolphin and Air Manatee both. Both these guys are friendly to the project. So yeah, check out their content. But now we have a lot of drug receipts news that we can get to. So I think let's go ahead and do the title card, and we'll clap and make some noise, and we'll bring up Jesse and Trevor, and we'll get into the routine checkup. Beep. Fax machine, go.
Yay. Oh, hey.
Oh, here we are. Cool.
Hello.
Hi, Trevor. Hi.
Dude,
How
what
cool
a
is
legend.
Air Dolphin? Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it, Trevor.
Yeah, I can't take it off. My wife is, she stays in the next room from me at the moment, won't come any closer because of the smell. But I'm like, I just can't take it off. It's not ready to be washed yet. It's got to earn its stripes. The streetwear needs to be, it needs to smell like streetwear as well, right? It can't just look like streetwear.
But it's a little cooler on your side of the world right now, isn't it? I mean, it's not as awesome
totally hoodie weather.
It is here.
I mean, it's beautiful outside today. The rain has finally stopped. We seriously got like 3 months of straight rain every day, which is why New Zealand is such a green and beautiful place, right? Because for a third of the year, it just rains. But the rain's gone, the sun's out. It's beautiful out there, but it's still quite cool. So yeah, perfect hoodie weather.
Perfect hoodie weather. So guys, the first bit of news that we'll catch up on, because we're trying to sort of clear the table so we can focus on drug wars. So one thing that we want to just bring you up to date on really quickly is the special gray skates. Those have shipped out this week. I went out there a couple weeks ago to California to get them all signed and get all the sets put together. Rashard Johnson, who is a celebrated, iconic rollerblader in his own right. But it's so interesting, our network, the network from rollerblading. Like, we've all grown up, and now there's so many talented people in rollerblading that are so good at what they do. And so it's almost like anything that you want to do, you can sort of flip through the rollerblading Rolodex and find a professional that can help you out. But so Rashard is like a great video producer and content creator. He makes high-end videos. And so he offered to come out and shoot some footage while we were putting together the skates. And he put together this sick edit that we're going to post on our social soon. But you guys are getting like the sneak peek scoop right here. And as a bonus, I think Rashard's actually probably will make an appearance on the podcast a little later. But let's go ahead, Joellen, if we can, let's show them this special gray skates Blading Cup commemorative skate set reel. We're at the Them Warehouse putting together the commemorative Blading Cup drug receipt skates to ship out to the special gray skates trait holders in our collection. Them 909 skates, we've done some drug receipts customizations. We've got the Create original frames with drug receipts art different on each side. Drug receipts decals, which are also different on each skate. This one's got the them logo on it, and the other one has the RX logo for drug receipts. We're signing each pair of skates. These went out to the drug receipts NFT holders that have the special gray skates trait. So there are only 38 of those. So each one is marked with their ID number. And then we've also got 12 101s that get the special gray skates. But then we're putting them together in this special packaging. We've got t-shirts, we've got tote bags that are going out with it. So it's a nice commemorative package to celebrate the Blading Cup and to stoke out our drug receipts holders. So sick.
Epic. I want a pair.
Yeah.
Where is mine? I didn't get a special gray skates receipt in time, so I didn't get to claim. But
so about that, right? So about 30 of them have been claimed, right? Of the 50 that are eligible. So there was I think 38 special gray skates, right? That's what we said in the video, and 12 101. So 50 total that are eligible to be claimed. All the ones that have already been claimed, we are shipping out or have shipped out this week. But if there's anyone out there that had the special gray skates during their snapshot, then you can still go and find the claim form. It's on our official links page on the Drug Receipts Discord. You find the special gray skates claim form, and it's just a simple form you fill out. You put in your sizes, and we will ship out your special gray skates. But this closes October 1st. We cannot hold on to this indefinitely because we can't just store the inventory indefinitely. So you have until October 1st to claim those skates. And then any that are not claimed by then maybe we will give a pair to Trevor, or they just disappear back into the ether. But the important thing is you have until October 1st to get those claim forms in before special gray skates, the commemorative Blading Cup skates, they go away forever. And they're true collector's items. And as you saw in the video, I mean, just the whole package is so cool. The box is cool. You get a commemorative shirt, commemorative tote bag. It's just a really nice thing that we were happy to be able to do for our drug snugglers. Okay, so you got to explain this to me, Arlo, because I feel like I'm the noob boomer in the team. I never got like hardcore into blading, and I saw this conversation going on in the Discord, which kind of went over my head. Something about 909s being the skates to rock, right? Is that the situation? Because I know that these special gray skates are 909s, aren't they? I kind of know what you're saying. The special gray skates is the trait in our collection, right? Because some of our drug receipts NFTs wear rollerblades, and I made, and they come in different colors. We have red skates, we have black skates, we have black skates with yellow cuffs. But I made one pair of skates that were gray. They kind of had a gray color theme, and those are loosely based on a pro skate that I had with USD, a skate company, many years ago. But the skate color theme was basically the same as what I did for our special gray skates. So we turned that into a trait drop. Anyone that had those, they were eligible to get these skates. The 909 them skates that we're selling, they didn't exist back when USD existed. In fact, John Julio, who owns them skates, was a pro for USD. So there's a John Julio pro USD skate. But yes, John Julio's company now, them skates, that is the cream of the crop. This is like John Julio is like spearheading and leading the resurgence of interest in rollerblading. He's like bringing rollerblading into the future. It's if rollerblading is experiencing a resurgence, it has everything to do with the hard work that John has put into growing the sport and the endless devotion and dedication that he's put into it, because he has never stopped skating, at a professional level. He's never stopped producing products. I told you that he used to skate with USD, but then he started a company basically with Rosas that was called Valo. Then he moved on to do his own thing, which has always been like the holy grail of rollerblading, because making a skate line, your own line of skates, is so cost prohibitive because you have to have different molds for all the different sizes of feet and all the different sizes of skates, and so much inventory, and the molds cost so much. But John Julio just kept chipping away, working his way up, amassing the resources, amassing the experience, and then finally he dropped them skates. and it has been a like just a monumental sea change for rollerblading. The collaborations that he's doing are drawing so many eyeballs to rollerblading. Just his sensibilities, like just the way that he's able to kind of think through collaborations and aesthetics through the teams he puts together, through the videos they put out, through the products they put out, through the clothing. It's just, he did the famous collaboration with Braindead, which is just, one of these really really cool taste making boutique shops. So yeah, them skates, Trevor, to answer your question, yes, them skates are like about as good as it gets if you want to have a pair of skates right now.
Nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, I want to get my hands. So if you haven't claimed your special gray skates, please don't, because I would like a set of those bad boys being shipped all the way over here to Auckland. And then I'm going to skate them. I'm one of these believers, like I'm not a buy the fastback Mustang and leave it in the garage kind of guy. I'm a buy the fastback Mustang and thrash that thing like I stole it kind of guy. So if I get my hands on a set of these commemorative special edition limited collectible skates, I'm going to thrash the shit out of them, and then they're going to be worth more because they'll be punished, not still in the box and all shiny and new. That's the way they should be, right? They should be punished.
when we were there, like putting all skates together, and it's hard. Each pair of skates take like 45 minutes almost to put together. It's hard to get the wheels and the frames. Hard to, there's a lot that has to be done assembling them. But we went to a skate park while I was out there, and we took a pair of the skates and we actually skated them. I skated a pair just like you want to do, Trevor, right? I skated them at the skate park. And in fact, if you look at my most recent Instagram post on my personal account, Ghost Brand, a few of the clips, I'm skating on the Drug Receipts skates, the Blading Cup skates. So it's pretty rad. And they skate. I had a lot of fun skating in them. So yeah, really cool.
Jessie just wants the jeans. She just wants the Jenko jeans. She's not interested in the blades.
I'm still interested in the blades, but I was going to say I actually have a pair of them skates. Hold on.
Oh, cool. And Trevor, I have to tell you, because I said if we don't sell them all, then maybe we'll have to. Oh, there they are. Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
I know. I just need the Jenkos, and I'm good.
You must be pretty good at this blading thing, Jessie, because they haven't even got a scratch on them. Either that or they haven't
right.
really been.
That's how good I am. I keep it clean. That's my style.
I remember when I was a little skater punk when I was a kid, and I'd get a new board. The first thing I'd do is go and fuck it up, so it looked like I was really like dope. Nothing worse than hitting a skate park with a shiny pair of blades or a brand new board, right? You got to smash that shit up and get it looking rough.
Yeah.
But so Trevor, just to manage expectations here about the skates, 50 pairs of those skates don't exist yet because we wait for people to order them because they have to be built to size. So they're only built as the orders come in. So we actually don't have like a surplus of them out there. Hopefully when some new claim forms come in, we'll build some more pairs. So there you go. It is possible we could be talked into building maybe an extra pair, but they don't exist yet.
Dope.
Okay, special gray skates. That's good. So you guys ready to talk about drug wars or what?
Yeah, I think the people that are tuned in are really, really, really looking forward to this drug wars part of the podcast for one reason or other. So yeah, let's get into that.
I'm so excited. Oh my God, I've had so much fun.
I didn't really sleep too well since this has been kind of an internal announcement. Since we've known that this is going to happen, I've been fucking excited for this. So yeah, I can't wait for what's about to come.
I've been talking to Nicely, right? Because we booked him on the podcast. We've had to, get all the logistical arrangements set up. But every time I talk to him, he's like, "So, do you want to hear it? Do you want a sneak preview?" And it's so hard. I have to keep saying no. Like I just want to experience it on the podcast, but it's hard to keep not, turning him down, to keep not hearing it. So I can't wait. I'm glad that it's finally about to happen.
Don has been teasing it too, because I think Don got his hands on it a little bit earlier than most of us, and he keeps teasing it like, "You want to hear it? You want to hear it?" I'm like, "No, we want to have a real moment here. If it's going to go live on our podcast, we want to hear it for the first time on the podcast." So
we're going to experience it in real time with all the snugglers, all the drug snugglers.
It's true. You know what? When we're getting the assets together for the podcast, I was like trying not to double click on the file because I didn't want to open it. Like I wanted to save the reaction for the podcast, so we are all super looking forward to.
We're all
Nancy's
nicely
premiere.
virgins, as it might be described.
That's a new one. We'll coin
Yeah.
that.
There's me going into Billboard territory. Was it Billboard magazine that you were talking about, Arlo, that pushed the envelope a little bit far?
No, that was Big Brother magazine.
Big Brother. Ah, yeah.
A bit different than Billboard. Yeah.
Speaking of Billboard magazine, I wonder if they're tuned in to catch this fire drop that's coming their way.
So just to give a little bit of background, right? I think most of us know what's going on, but just, you never can take it for granted. But so the posters behind Trevor, those are for Drug Wars, which is the promotion going on right now in the drug receipts community. And it's basically a competition where drug receipts NFT holders put their NFTs up against other NFTs and they battle. And they get measured on, which collections of NFTs are curated better, how they all give them their own team names. They give them team lore. And they also create propaganda to promote their teams. And so we have been seeing a deluge of propaganda, right? It's filling up the social channels. It's filling up our Discord. And it is so sick, the creative stuff that people are coming up with. And Jesse, you want to talk a little bit about kind of like these factions now that are growing up out of this?
Yeah, it's been super sick. So first off, the propaganda campaign, I think we're only about, as of today, we're about 8 days into it. And it's been super successful. Every single day, there's new propaganda popping up left and right. I mean, like daily. If you search the hashtag DRX Drug Wars, I wish we had like a little Chiron or something, or Chiron, however you say it. But yeah, hashtag DRX Drug Wars on Twitter. You can just see like a slew of like posters, videos, memes. Like people are really going crazy. So as the awareness grows, as the propaganda spreads, so do these smaller niche communities. They begin to form, and each one starts developing like a different cause and a different aim. So currently, there are a couple. There's like the Syndicate DRX. There's Savvy's crew. I'm blanking right now, but he knows. But really, there's Mr. LB's The Resistance, and these groups are slowly becoming sort of like this warfare within the sort of lore that's being written. So it's been really, really exciting to just see this story develop. But really the most notable is right now sort of a class warfare between the working class, some people call them the floor dwellers, and the kingpins. So.
That's really cool. I think kind of an interesting element to that, right, is you mentioned the lore. Because drug receipts came out of my art, which I've been doing for a long time, so it kind of has that history baked into it. But there is a whole new element, like this new lore that is sort of being written around the characters, and that's a lot of what Drug Wars is accomplishing. Is now it's given all of our community an opportunity to create their own lore around the characters, and now we are just getting this wealth of information, right, around drug receipts, around the characters. And it's so cool to watch it evolve and to grow and to see the alliances form. And at the end of it, what we're going to have is like this like living history of drug receipts and this growing and evolving lore around the brand. So really excited for what's been happening, and so cool to see the drug smugglers rising up to the challenge.
Yeah, some amazing ideas, and I think just seeing it take shape as well. Like some people had some basic ideas and threw out some propaganda, and then the rest of the crew have got behind them and built it up, and they've formed alliances, and it's really starting to take shape. I think some of it is amazing, and the different types of content. I said this before, but I keep coming back to it. Is not just posters or it's all different formats, all different types. People are getting super creative with it. So I'm really enjoying that part of it. Keep it up.
So Jesse, to that end, do we want to share some of the propaganda that's been coming in?
Yeah, guys, get your popcorn. So lately there's been some propaganda films that have been cropping up. and from the community. Now, I do want to reiterate, guys, that propaganda can be anything. It can be films, it can be posters, it can be memes, literally whatever it takes to, get in the hearts and minds of the world. So I do want to highlight just a few videos that we saw on Twitter. One from, I think this one was from Helen. She's part of the Fluff community and such a great asset, such a wonderful person. And she churns out content like no other. So she recently submitted her propaganda, and it's a pretty funny little video. I don't know if you want to pull that up.
Reefer. Is it really the cat's meow or a feast of death? Let's take a closer look. This is Chad Buckington, a law student living in a co-ed dorm. Chad's studies are his first priority, but when a classmate introduces him to reefer, it's another story. Neglecting studies, binging on alcohol. The diligent law student we once knew is gone. His sharp mind now crazed with reefer. Chad has become a hippie. Dancing, homosexuality, fried foods. So the next time one of your pals tells you that marijuana is out of sight, just say,
all the
Bravo,
worst
that's
things
so
that you could
good.
possibly hope to imagine. Things like homosexuality and fried food.
I
It's
know.
madness.
So
They
funny.
listed like the best things. So I was like watching that. I was like, yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's
it
great.
sounds terrible, doesn't it? His mind was occupied with reefer. So funny.
It's so good. No, so it's been really interesting to sort of see like the greater ecosystem start getting in on the fun. We even had one of our snugglers, Don Pollo, made a really cool video where he sort of did this like crossover between Drug Receipts and Atom Car Club. So it's pretty sick.
Ooh. Spooky.
It's been so cool, yeah, to just see everyone's creativity really pop out with this campaign. Yeah. I'm a big fan.
Yeah. And it's like you said, there's no limitations on how you can express it. Like anything you can come up with, right? It's just up to you. You're limited only by your own imagination. It's really great.
Yeah, I love the fact that creativity is our primary like yardstick for entry into the campaign, right? Like you win your place in the final battles by being creative. It's not necessarily how many votes you get. It's about how cool your submission is, how enjoyable it is to be, how creative it is, and yeah, some of them are really, really out there. It's excellent.
We should clarify. You're right. So we've said what propaganda is, what this propaganda stage is, but the reason it exists is we are building up to the actual tournament where these battles will happen. And so there are 64 spots available in the tournament. So in order to qualify and establish that field of 64, we have this propaganda stage. And as Trevor says, what you're being measured on is creativity. This is really a competition of creative wits. It's a competition about creativity. And so the drug overlords, this panel of, drug receipt stakeholders, whoever they may be, are basically going to decide what the field of 64 is. So as we see, great propaganda like that promoting a team, we can say, you know what, that team's in. And those announcements will start coming out next week. So anytime over the next couple of weeks, you're going to start seeing these 64 roster spots filling up. until we have a complete field, and then the Drug Wars tournament will launch.
In fact, it's true to say that we have already picked a couple of people. We just haven't announced it yet, right? We've already picked a couple of teams that are in.
Yep.
Based on their submissions so far. So don't hold back for too long, people. If you've got some fire propaganda lined up ready for the campaign, drop it sooner rather than later. Don't hold back because you might miss a spot. As soon as the 64 spots are filled, we're not holding back any to see everybody's submission first. We're filling them as they come through. So get your submissions in.
Alpha.
Exactly.
Oh. I'm shit at holding back Alpha, aren't I? I'm worse than Brooke Howard Smith.
That's a hard one to beat.
Yeah.
All due respect. We love you, Brookie.
Jesse, what else do we have? Any others?
Well, as we talked about the story getting written, people are getting really creative. Some questions have been popping up too. Really interesting questions like, what's inside of Cap? What's on Rex's label? Who is Tabby dating? I want to pull up this really interesting question that's, I think it was Savvy Flips that had posted it on Twitter. But he basically, he asked if Tabby were to date Siren, comment, or Rex or Cap, who would it be? Enter your choice with the actions indicated above. So I specifically wanted to highlight this one because I've had some thoughts on this, and I kind of want to get, the feel for the community's, consensus on this. But me personally, I feel like Tabby would date Rex to me. I don't know if that's off, but thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, our producer, Joellen, has just said it's got to be Cap. But, I guess it depends on Tabby's preferences. I mean, Siren is an interesting proposition as well, if you think about it.
People have thoughts.
Gentlemen, weigh in on this. Don't be coy.
Yes.
In the
No,
Discord.
really.
Oh, we're talking about right now?
Right now we have to choose?
Yes.
I
Yes.
don't want to, cast a disbursement across what Tabby's preferences might be. Tabby's is one unto herself. She can decide who it is, but I will watch with bated breath. That's for sure, because, it's almost like, what's that show where you get a rose? It's just escaped me. The Bachelor. It's almost like The Bachelor, in here. Maybe they've got to go on dates and we could create some very interesting content around the love matching of Tabby.
I think we just found our first short series content right there. There are a couple people that are saying Tabby and Tabby. And
Tabby and Tabby, and why not? Fuck it, Not? This is the metaverse where anything can be possible, right? So why not Tabby and Tabby? Yeah, who are we to judge? And how did these characters become male and female? That's what I want to know. I'm all about gender neutrality. There doesn't need to be a male or a female character. I know that people have their preferences. But Arlo, when you were designing these characters, did you have any kind of gender identity in mind?
No. So, in fact, as we minted and kind of went through the whole process, I was always careful to refer to them as how they presented. I said Cabby's our only character that presents predominantly as female. But yeah, we don't really know. And in fact, if you look at my drug receipts account, RxCPTS receipts, and you look at the way that sort of the genesis of these characters, they are mostly gender neutral. In fact, Tabby, as she is in our collection, doesn't really exist or didn't used to exist. It was always more of a tab character, a gender neutral tab character. But as we made the collection, I thought that it was important to have something, to have characters in there, to have a character in there that did present as female, because we have a lot, there's a lot of women and a lot of female presenting people in our community and in the world. And so people, I think, sometimes like to see things that look like themselves. And Dia says, why only one? Why is only one of the characters female?
See, this is why we love Dia, because she always brings a new perspective to any kind of conversation. It's that skeptical, deep analysis that she does of anything that's presented to her. And I love it. I love this idea that, why only one? Why are we, facilitating the ideals of a Web 2 world where monogamy was a thing, right? We're moving into a whole new metaverse, a whole new reality where we can redefine the stereotype and redefine normal. So, yeah.
So what you're
Kai.
looking forward to about the metaverse is swingers parties.
I didn't quite put it that way, but there is
Okay, but so to answer Dia's question, so like I said,
this is
I
taking
came
a
up
turn, definite turn. This isn't
We
in the
made-
runner sheet. This isn't in the
I'm
runner
wearing
show,
my
Jesse.
pineapple yellow sweater for this occasion.
Yeah, you just got to turn it upside down, don't you? At least that's what I'm told. It's the upside down part of it that makes.
I wanted
I'm
to
led
have.
believe. I read
we
online.
wanted to
something.
have a female character in the collection, or we wanted to have something female presenting, and so Tabby filled that role. There's not more female representation, only because I think I was less comfortable sort of drawing that. I just had a whole lot less experience doing it. Most of the characters come from the years of characters I've been drawing in the collection, and they typically don't have makeup or eyelashes or things like that. And the reason Tabby kind of lended herself, or she kind of became the leading candidate, is because in the original drawings, she has almond eyes, which I thought were a little easier to put eyelashes on. I thought it already felt a little more feminine in her design, so pushing it all the way to female presenting wasn't that difficult.
Yeah, what I want to know though,
Siren, honestly, kind of. I did consider making Siren a little more ambiguous. Siren and Tabby are the only ones that have bunny ears, but that's really not so much about gender. It's just because their bodies are a little lower, so they can fit bunny ears above them.
I'm going to sound
we have-
non-PC real quick, and I'm going to get canceled. But in my mind, I always felt like Siren, was a little...
Right. It could be.
And for those of you who are listening to this podcast on a audio only stream, you will have missed a big chunk of the conversation, and we encourage you to watch the rerun on YouTube.
I never said that. I never gave the intro. What the hell?
Like and subscribe, please.
Like and subscribe and watch us on YouTube, because you're missing a lot of the best stuff, especially all those videos that we just shared. What I want to know is, we've got things like bunny ears, we've got Occam's razor, we've got the pentagram cap, we've got all of these interesting traits, all of which have some kind of history and some kind of relevance and lore behind them that we know in the background has come from Arlo, and we'll be sharing that in due course. And some of this stuff is being created as we speak. But my question back to our head chief creative dictator is, why is there no upside down pineapple trait in the collection, Arlo?
Where's the swinger representation?
Where is a representation of non-stereotypical cultures in our diverse collection? We are an inclusive community here at Drug Receipts.
Maybe the next collection.
Collection. Maybe
More
it's part
subversion.
Maybe it's part of the apparel. We can have some. We're taking ideas for different apparel items. Maybe I can wear an upside down pineapple in the metaverse. Maybe that's my bag.
Okay. We're taking recommendations. We'll put it in the queue. Uh-huh.
Thank you.
All right,
Thank
let's
you
get this
for
back
your
on the runner.
suggestions.
Can we get this back on the runner show, Jesse, please? This is getting
I
out of control.
apologize. Wait, why am I apologizing? I apologize to our viewers. I'm so sorry. Anyway, well, speaking of many traits, so I mentioned before that there is sort of this warfare happening between the kingpins and the working class. But there's also another sort of how do I say it, like a group that is now rising, the Golden Crowns. That Arla, you've said before that the cracked crowns are more valuable and more rare than the golden crowns, but the golden crowns are still gaining in popularity here in the last week. Let's pull up some examples from one of our Snuggler members, but Nebu has made a couple of really interesting memes. First off, being this, it depends. Hold on, I want to. There we go. There we go. This one right here. This is. Wait, guys. Y'all know a little bit more about this than I do. I don't want to say the wrong thing.
What do you mean we all know a little bit more about this? Is that are
I
you suggesting? Are you getting ageist on us here?
When did
this is
Rocky come?
B.A.
Like
Baracus.
86?
It's Rocky hitting Mr. T, whatever, Clubber Lane. Rocky is, I guess, the proletariat wearing the wooden crown, and Mr. T is the golden crowns, representing probably the higher echelon, the what's being called the what do you call them?
Well, they say
Cracked crowns, kingpins.
The kingpins.
Well,
thank you. Yeah,
It looks like a low punch, though, right? Is that an illegal strike?
it's a low blow.
It's a low blow. It's a low blow from the wooden crowns. Can't help myself. I'm glad I'm not on camera.
No, but the question is, where do the golden crowns fall? I mean, are they proletariats? They're because they're not kingpins. Kingpins are represented by the cracked crown. So it's kind of like, this story is forming here.
Yeah, very interesting. I mean,
Very
right. Obviously, there is a difference between a golden crown and a wooden crown, and I think the differences are self-evident. You're right that the cracked crown is something different. It is the rarest in our collection, and it kind of goes back to incorporating the element of low stakes misfortune or disappointment. We don't like to just sort of have everything hit right on the nose. We always try to find some way to twist things a little bit, or to give it kind of an interesting, unpredictable angle, or an unpredictable angle. And that's why cracked crowns are our most rare elements. But in this context and at this view, yes, the golden crown would represent something more elite or elitist, and the wooden crown would represent the proletariat or something like that, the floor dwellers, if you will.
Yes.
I feel like floor dwellers is derogative, so I'm going to try not to say it.
I thought that came from the community. It's the only reason I said it.
No, I agree. No, you're exactly right, but it's something about it just feels so mean. I like proletariat. Sounds classier.
How about the floor-letariat?
Arlo, your mind, bro. Your mind. Speaking of the mind, Nubu has been busy creating some incredible memes, including the next one. And guys, if you are not watching this on YouTube, you're missing out. But
good
yes.
gosh, I did not see this one. Is that an advertisement for or against?
That's a good one. I don't know. This is like up for interpretation here. But if you guys can't see, this is Pee Wee Herman rocking the golden crown. Don't quite know what that means.
Yeah, Pee Wee crowns, maybe. I don't know.
Open for interpretation.
Yeah, I definitely think that's shit talk. I don't. If that's a statement of pride and it's supposed to be some kind of threat, wrong character.
No doubt. Well, I don't know. I'm a big fan of Pee Wee's Playhouse, so But then again, I'm like eternally 5. Anyway, so but no. So I had asked a couple of members in our community. I had asked them, kind of what the golden crowns symbolize, and Evil Una. So it's a name if you guys have been following the Drug Receipts Chronicles, you should be quite familiar with him. But or them. I'm sorry. They are known for not only creating the first, battle card builder that we based our current builder on, but they've also started a Discord that's all about sniping drug receipts and sniping sort of the rarest pieces on the floor available based on traits and stuff like that. So Evil Una, if you are out there, we love you. But he's also based some of his lore and his team around the Golden Crowns, and is creating sort of this, I don't know, this kind of like comic book-esque story. But they posted this on Twitter, and it is a picture of a tabby with the golden crown who is burning the wooden crowns and using them for a fire starter tinder thing.
Kindling, yeah.
Yeah, that kindling. So I'm telling you guys,
Kindling.
things are heating up. No pun.
Yeah, it's getting fiery out there. No pun.
Trevor, you're on fire. No pun.
I know, dad joke. Dad joke.
But no, guys. I mean, like, but it's seriously, it's getting very interesting. More niche groups are popping out, and even ones that are representing some whales with very, very expensive and exquisite taste, which. But no, so there's another, community member that's quite prominent. He's also a kingpin. And when you look at his collection, it's pretty easy to see why. But Root Drip is creating a alliance.
This is a big throwdown. Huge flex here.
Huge flex. I mean, just look at that collection of tabbies with ruby slippers. I mean, ruby slippers are pretty rare and pretty pricey.
Didn't a ruby slipper receipt recently go for one of our highest sales of all time? Like 1.2345 ETH or something like that?
Yeah, actually it did.
Easy number to remember.
If you want to go into a little bit of like trait sort of history, but the ruby red slippers with the blue socks, which I believe is the one that sold for 1.2345 ETH, is actually rarer than the regular ruby slippers. But the ruby slippers are such a cool trait that we have in our collection. It's based on one of Tyler Shields' prints. He did a series of Wizard of Oz prints where he had a model them, and the shoes, which came from New Zealand, shout out New Zealand, were actually modeled after the real film version of the shoes. So it's pretty damn sick. So shout out to Root Drip.
Yeah, big shout out to Root Drip. And I'm hoping that that's not the end of Root Drip's campaign, because, I remember way back when Root Drip dropped some 3D animations of Tabby early on in our legacy. If everybody remembers that, you can go and find that on Twitter. That was a really dope piece of content. So I'm excited to see what else Root Drip produces, because it's got some skills there for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt. Look, the kingpins, I really hope you guys have a secret weapon, because there are seriously a ton of anti-kingpin alliances popping up. I'm not kidding. Class warfare, unfortunately, isn't escapable even in the metaverse, no matter how hard we try. Hopefully there'll be more kingpins in our future, but for now, the anti-kingpin faction is popping off. For example, Crypto Antiques, who is the leader of the Syndicate DRX, which was actually one of the very first groups that came out way before Drug Wars even launched, has also been generating some anti-kingpin content like this one right here. My dearest crack crowns, you get nothing, you lose. Good day, sir. Guys, I mean, this is real propaganda here. This is crazy. The next one too, Mr. LB, he is in charge of creating the Resistance Alliance, which I believe in this one he says, "Let us, many that have little, rise together against the few that have plenty. Support your drug receipt family. Take a chance to have a chance. This will be our greatest achievement." Yes, Mr. LB, rooting for the proletariat class. And I love that, because that tweet reminds me so much of like a real battle cry, a real battle speech.
Yeah, LB's doing some awesome stuff, and the Resistance is packing some heat in their propaganda. It's really cool to see.
Absolutely, no doubt. I mean, even too, if we want to skip to the next one, there's some really good memes that are popping out from this. Oh my gosh. If you guys can't see this, please go to drugreceipts.com or I'm sorry, YouTube.com/drug receipts, and please like and subscribe. And also take a proper gander at some of the, I know.
Nice.
Take a if I say that with an Australian accent, then
Take a propaganda at this.
so good. The jokes write themselves. But no, the memes are just, I mean, it's incredible. We could sit here all day and analyze, so much of this great content. But one more before we get to
the main event. Well, not
the
maybe.
star main event.
Yeah.
I want to insert a little bit of science or a scientific reference in this because it wouldn't be drug receipts without our science. But there's a saying, I'm sure you guys are familiar, but every action has an equal and opposite reaction.
Newton's law.
So there is an anti-working class wooden crown division that is popping up. Rumors are circulating around that the kingpins are using their wealth to recruit neutral members to spread propaganda. Scandalous. For example, let's take this example from Lady Hayes, who is a newer member into the Snugger community. But today, I chose violence, she says. And it is a photo of Tank Girl running over and crushing a wooden crown. So
I love that line.
Me too. Absolutely.
That could be a great T-shirt, I think. We're getting some excellent ones. I'm going to write these down for our next game of TKO. I'm going to drop these.
It's getting hot, guys. Well, speaking of getting hot,
let's get it.
Let's get it. Let's get some fire on the mic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that was all set up. We wanted to pay off the community. We've just kind of give you guys a taste of what's going on with propaganda. But as we said, it can be anything. So we've seen here a lot of posters, a lot of visual representations, but it can also be audio, right? And John Nicely did an epic track for the Gods and Goblins campaigns earlier. He actually came in second place with his Gods and Goblins anthem, but it really created a stir within the wider ecosystem. People really loved it because it was so cool, and he got so many references, to all the different projects in the ecosystem. It was really well done. But so let's bring on our next
Bring him
guest.
up.
So go ahead and bring up John Nicely with a title card, hopefully.
Yeah,
fan. Got one.
Nicely
right,
in
Nicely
the house.
Yeah.
What's happening, everybody?
And John, you're not alone there. It looks like it's a happening place. Who do you have there with you?
Yeah, we've got the legend himself, living legend, Rashard Johnson, Dominic Sagona, my beautiful wife, Cynthia, Mike Martino's hiding over here in the corner.
It's our development team.
Crew.
This is our entire development team over here.
The crew and your lovely wife has got the hoodie on. Love it.
Yeah, repping.
Dude, so we have, I feel like it's been such a buildup. We've made everybody wait, but it's because this is the content, right, that they're coming for. So we didn't want everybody to hear your great track and then cut out. We got to get through the news. But yes, this is it. So I mentioned, right, the history with doing the Gods and Goblins track. Talk to me a little bit about the evolution of this. How did you arrive at the idea to do this track?
Well, I knew that, just this based on the success that I had with the Gods and Goblins track, which was, kind of poorly produced. It was last minute thing I did in a couple of hours in my living room on a phone app with my AirPods. So I knew that I wanted to do something with music again. I feel like that's a talent that I've had for a little over two decades. So I knew that I was going to do something with that. And I kind of just let the pen do the talking, and I put the pen down to the paper, and the song kind of wrote itself. I actually impressed myself with this one. So went ahead and actually had it recorded. I actually recorded using a real mic this time, not my AirPods. Unfortunately, I'm working with what I've got. I got like a $200 mic and a $30 sound card. So it's not in a professional sound booth. So there's a little bit of reverb on the vocals, but I actually did pay for it. I sent it up to another another ex rollerblader, Jared Majors, he connected me with his engineer up in Oakland. So I sent my track over to him. He professionally mixed and mastered it, and it came out pretty fire, if I do say
So
myself.
are we about ready to share this
Can you rock
with the community? Is this something that we're ready to drop? This is an exclusive, right? No one outside of Dawn, maybe a few people you shared it with, no one has heard this, right?
Outside of the people in this room right here, nobody else has heard this.
Yeah, see how he ignored you there, Don? That's a definite throwdown, right? Like only the people in that room have heard this.
My immediate inner circle right here, yeah.
Inner circle.
and Bill Del Verde. Got to give it to Billy too. He's heard it as well.
All right, so this is I don't think we can wait anymore. I'm super stoked. Joellen, if we've got it, let's put up the image. Let's play the track, and let's just enjoy the stylings of John Nicely here.
Come on,
let's go.
Attention, citizens of the drug receipt community. The floodgates have opened. The games have begun. War is imminent. This is a war. This is a war, a drug war, but it's the type of war that you don't need guns for. You just shoot up to the drugstore, and you can cop the product that you want and so much more. If you don't want a problem with the fluff that you come for, it's a drug war. Yeah, it's the type of war that you don't need guns for. You just shoot up to the drugstore, and you can cop the product that you want and so much more. If you don't want a problem with the fluff that you come for. Wait for it, said I'm an 8, but I ain't bored. I bet on NFL, and when they scored, that was basically gains for every single asset I have, cause this ain't no flash in the pan. I'm diamond hand until we raise in the dang floor. Let's give this space what they came for. Formed an alliance, I ain't trying to make this no gang war. Just saying if we take 4 out of our favorites that we paid for and we played for, the stakes on the game board, then we could probably make more waves than a wakeboard. And really raise the stakes for the future of the space, so we ain't poor, we aim for. Anyone even thinking they'll compete against a kingpin, take a seat and let that sink in. Your chances of winning seem slim. Can try for 5 days and you'll still come through a weekend. Cause we can't lose, we do it better than you. We're more clever than you, ahead of you, competitive too. Cause what I'm doing now is something you just never could do. This ain't the metaverse, this metaverse you. So you can pump your propaganda, but it's not gonna matter. You look up to me like I'm standing at the top of the ladder. We in biddle mode, so I'm dropping the hammer. Now I'm just MC, I've got an M&M's team, so maybe Eminem's me, subliminal. I'm twisting the lyrical with the digital. The nicest individual might kill you in the physical, so stay inside of Web3 playing with your NFTs. Cause if you come against me, your wallet might get empty. Don't tempt me, you knew I've been nice since the day you met me. I'm just playing with this mic, my advice is you never let me. I'm a threat to everybody, you ain't backing me down. I'm a kingpin, the player with the crack in the crown. I graduated, got the cap, no gown. Yo, all my raps are handcrafted to this track, it's an immaculate sound. Now if you're asking nicely, then your chances are likely. If not, then turn around and put your hands up and fight me. Cause I might be the #1 contender when I enter. It's better to just surrender, I'm a senator, remember? You'll be falling in September, this just setting the pace. Because this time, I ain't accepting the second place. I guess it's fate, the reason you could say, well, I've got 50 plus now. I still don't have a fluff, but NFL just scored a touchdown. But enough now, that's nothing, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just trying to put my team on the map, that's why I'm keeping it capped. I said enough, man, I'll just leave it at that. I'm just trying to put my team on the map, I'll keep keeping it capped. Shout out to all my kingpins. The rest of y'all better face it. Our faith is the reason why we all gonna make it. Acrothetics, Bill Del Verde, Bullies Only, Denny, Aaliyah, Haymaker, I Am Don, Pork Hut, Root Drip, Sappy Flips, yours truly. Welcome to Drug Wars, we out. And by the way, that was 69 bars.
No way. Wow. Wow, dude. Yeah. Oh my God.
Fuck yeah,
Dude.
That's the
Nice.
shit.
When are you gonna put the lyrics out? There's so many references in there. Like I was trying to hear them all and like remember them all, but like I got to see that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen to it probably about 10 times. You probably still won't catch it all, but the more you hear it,
yeah, rewind that shit.
That was so fire.
Okay, so this is world premiere, but where if we want to play it back, where are people going to listen to it? I'm guessing you're going to drop it everywhere, right?
Okay, so it's actually online now as available as an NFT. You can head over to Nicely Done 81 on OpenSea and pick up a copy. It's 0.02, but for all of the kingpins, there's 11 of us, including me. So for all of the 10 other kingpins, you guys can just go ahead and slide into my DMs and shoot me your wallet address, and I'm gonna gift you guys one. So that's
how many are available?
There's 50 available because you have to have 50 drug receipts in order to be a kingpin. So there's 50 available, limited run. So slide over to Nicely Done 81 OpenSea and pick one up. Help support the cause, kingpins.
Yeah.
It just got posted in the Discord too. A link just got put up. So that's super sick. Dude, well, good luck with that. That's so fire. Nicely.
Thank you, guys.
It.
Hold on, guys. Cultural reference here. The chat is saying that was 69 bars. That was not 16 bars. That was 69 bars.
Yeah, 69 bars.
Yeah, brother. That shit was crazy.
That is epic. That is going to take some beating in terms of propaganda.
I've been trying not to post on
I don't know about the rest of the drug overlords, but I reckon there's a pretty definite spot for you in the final 64, man.
Well, so and the thing about it is, right, is it's not just propaganda. That M&M's team that he's put together is really sick. Like it's actually a really well curated team. Like it's really nicely done. The thought behind it, the name, the characters, like it's a well conceived of team. So yes, you will definitely be seeing that team in the drug wars.
And everybody that's listening, it's worth the fucking wait. You all got there impatient, jumping up and down, going, oh, come on, win nicely, win this, win that. That was worth the wait. And if you didn't stick around, you missed something special. You're going to have to come back and watch it again in the rerun.
I have no idea.
Watch it in the rerun. Dude, thank you for coming on and sharing that with us. Thanks for letting us have kind of that world exclusive, world premiere. Really, really cool. And great to see the whole crew there. Richard, we showed your video earlier. Is Richard still in the room?
Yeah, he's right here.
Dude, shout out to you, man. Thanks so much. That was epic. What a talented room right there. All you guys.
That was my pleasure.
And women and ladies. All you guys and ladies.
We just had a thoroughly long-winded conversation blabbering about gender, and then Arlo goes, all you guys.
All the guys,
collective guys, right?
Everybody in the room.
3 guys, yeah.
But honestly, in my defense, not that it's much of a defense, but I know what each one of these people do. I know that Mike Martino is a designer. I know that Nicey's got the bars, and that Richard does the video production. I know that Dominic does the 3D. I don't know what Cynthia does, so I don't want to just gas her up. I mean, I know she dresses nicely every day, but
what's up with nicely every day, man? That woman deserves a fucking medal.
Exactly. She's my cheerleader.
Amazing mother.
Exactly. Cheerleader / mother of 4. So she's got a work cut out for her.
Kingpin. That's her cap collection. Those 4 kids. Those motherfuckers are crazy.
Three tabbies and 1 cap.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, so the rich get richer, right? You're giving all the kingpins a free track or free NFT.
Indeed.
All right.
It's a class warfare, y'all.
It's a class.
I just want to say I appreciate you guys giving me the opportunity to display this to the world, and thank you guys for believing in me. It's awesome.
Yeah, man.
Good things, Nicely. Good things. Looking forward to see what kind of noise you'll make in the tournament.
Also, I wanted to point out, I think it's important to make notice of the fact that although this is a kingpin response, a kingpin anthem, so to speak, for drug wars, I think you guys should know that all 4 of my M&M's characters that I curated for this M&M's team are all bottom floor pieces. You don't need a cracked crown. You don't need to spend tens of thousands of dollars on super rare pieces to curate a really sick team. So you can get things off the floor and actually make a super sick team. So
100%. I'm going to be interested to see how the resistance responds, right? Like now the gauntlet's been thrown down. They got they're sitting there in the back room going, fuck me.
I was
deleting files. They've got Photoshop open and they're working away like fiends down there. But, I definitely
had Mr. LB and Nebuchadnezzar on the mind when I was putting that pencil down to the paper. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah. Mr. LB, he produces music, right?
He does. He's really good at it as well. So
there might be a response.
Response. Here
All
it
right. Well, if
comes.
there is, we'll have
Oh.
another world premiere exclusive right here. So watch.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes on Stop Questioning Everything for the response. Yeah,
So-
Mr. LB and
so
the
how did-
resistance. The
How
gauntlet's
did
been
drug
thrown down.
receipts? How did drug receipts the label start? Well, it started with this NFT competition that we
Right.
thought up, right?
Big things. Big things.
And it ended with 10 chart-topping artists.
You know, my OpenSea is going. My OpenSea is going crazy right now. I've just gotten like 5 messages in a row, so they're selling. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm really
Yes.
happy. Really happy that you guys liked it, man.
And your lovely wife in the background is going, finally, some fucking ETH coming the other way.
Instead of going out.
Instead of going out, yeah, right.
I can feed the kids.
Right.
Oh, nicely,
Something other
dude.
than top ramen this.
You're feeding your kids spreads, man. You gotta,
Yeah, right?
You gotta up it up, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you're a legend, dude. You're such an amazing testament, I think, to really using your powers to like do good. And this is what this space is about. It's about showcasing. It's about being yourself. It's about creating these opportunities for yourself to grow as an artist, as a person, and nicely. I feel like, man, we joke about the whole second place thing, but I don't know. This is some first place material. So amazing job, dude.
Thank you.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
100%.
Much appreciated.
And
Yeah,
this is
really
what Drug
cool.
Wars is about.
Yeah, and
Literally.
I will add a note to that because I think that Jesse said it perfectly. But even though the pretense of the wars, right, is that we're battling, it's community members against community members. But really, Drug Wars is a community project, and so even as we're battling against each other, the real idea is that we are drawing eyeballs to the project, and we all win together. So all the theatrics and the performances and and the shit talking back and forth, that is all for fun, and it's in good fun. But really, we are all in this together, and Drug Wars is a celebration of the community. And with Drug Receipts, we have demonstrated time and again that we have a really incredible community. It's a special community. And Drug Wars gives us the opportunity to show off not only our creativity, the wits, the really smart and talented teams, and people that we have in the community, but it also shows how our ability to come together and combine our forces to produce something really good and special. So nicely, thanks for being just an exquisite example of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said, Arlo. I spend a lot of time, as most people know, in a lot of different Discords and I spread myself across a lot of different projects. And every time I drop into our Discord, I'm reminded about exactly that point you've just made. Like the conversations that are going on in our Discord are so different to every other one that I'm in. So many of them are when this, when that, bitch, moan, cry, everything's down, everything sucks. And I come into ours and it's like, nicely, you're a fucking legend, and everybody's dropping crazy shit and going mental. And it's just such an exciting place to be.
No. With the text messages, no, it doesn't let you respond.
Yeah. So stay tuned also for all the people that are Genesis holders of this first project. There will be some type of rewards going forward for the next songs to come.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Cool. Well, on that note, nicely, do you want to give us the site one more time, and then we're gonna sign off here. We'll wrap it up.
You can just head over to Nicely Done 81 on OpenSea, and you click on Created, and it's right in there. Go ahead and pick it up. It's 0.02.
And the link is in our Discord also. So nicely, and everybody in there, the entire talented room, thank you guys for coming on and sharing this special occasion with us. It was super cool. Love seeing you all. Big thanks to Air Dolphin who came on. Loved the conversation with him. This entire episode has just been about fun and about creativity. And this is really, this episode, as much as any other, or more than any other, has been focused on the pillars of community and sport. So that's been really fun to be a part of. Thanks to all of you out there, Drug Snugglers. That's what this is about, right? It's about all of us. It's about the community. None of this is possible without you guys. We didn't say it at the beginning, but Trevor reminded us, for anyone who is listening on audio podcast, this is best viewed, best experienced when you can see the video. We definitely showed a lot of content here that was visual content. So we definitely encourage you to go to our YouTube channel, Drug Receipts, and watch the video. Follow our socials because there's a lot of stuff, a lot of new developments happening every day. With propaganda, we're going to start announcing the people that have been accepted into the Drug Wars tournament. We are constantly coming up with different giveaways. So there's just a lot of reasons to be following our socials at Drug Receipts on Twitter and Instagram. And if there's only one thing that you can ever muster the time or the energy to do, make sure that you get into our Discord, because that is the nerve center of the project. That is the heart, the beating heart of the community. And from there, you can find out anything else that you need to know. That's where the conversations are happening. It's where creativity happens. It's where the entire concept or idea for Drug Wars was born, was literally right there in the conversations in our Discord. So find our Drug Receipt server on Discord. Drug Snugglers, love you guys so much. This is a really exciting time right now that we're in for Drug Receipts, and there is so much more to come. We're just getting started. So thanks to all of you guys. We'll see you next time. Nicely. I'm going to go look up your NFT as soon as we sign off. See you guys in the Discord. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, everybody.
Later.
Love
Is
you
it
guys.
too much to ask? Can we play it again to sign off? Like, no, and we're back, just like that. Look at the power.
So rude.
I never realized I had that in me. Look at that. Just can we play the track again, Joellen? Is it possible to sign out? Thanks, everyone. Nicely, everybody in that room. Congratulations, guys. Great job.
Thank you all.
Attention, attention, citizens of the Drug Receipt community. The floodgates have opened. The games have begun. War is imminent. This is a war. This is a war, a drug war, but it's the type of war that you don't need guns for. You just shoot up to the drugstore, and you can cop the product that you want and so much more. If you don't want a problem with the fluff that you come for, it's a drug war. Yeah, it's the type of war that you don't need guns for. You just shoot up to the drugstore, and you can cop the product that you want and so much more. If you don't want a problem with the fluff that you come for. Wait for it, said I'm an 8, but I ain't for it. I bet on NFL, and when they scored, that was basically gains for every single asset I have, cause this ain't no flash in the pan. I'm diamond hand until we raise in the dang floor. Let's give the space what they came for. Formed an alliance, I ain't trying to make this no gang war. Just saying if we take 4 out of our favorites that we paid for and we played for, the stakes on the game board, then we could probably make more waves than a wakeboard. And really raise the stakes for the future of the space, so we ain't poor, we aim for. Anyone even thinking they'll compete against a kingpin, take a seat and let that sink in. Your chances of winning seem slim. Can try for 5 days and you'll still come to a weekend. Cause we can't lose, we do it better than you. We're more clever than you, ahead of you, competitive too. Cause what I'm doing now is something you just never could do. This ain't the metaverse, this metaverse you. So you can pump your propaganda, but it's not gonna matter. You look up to me like I'm standing at the top of the ladder. We in biddle mode, so I'm dropping the hammer. Now I'm just MC, I've got an M&M's team, so maybe M&M's me, subliminal. I'm twisting the lyrical with the digital. The nicest individual might kill you in the physical, so stay inside of Web3 playing with your NFTs. Cause if you come against me, your wallet might get empty. Don't tempt me, you knew I've been nice since the day you met me. I'm just playing with this mic, my advice is you never let me. I'm a threat to everybody, you ain't backing me down. I'm a kingpin, the player with the crack in the crown. I graduated, got the cap, no gown. Yo, all my raps are handcrafted to this track, it's an immaculate sound. Now if you're asking nicely, then you're